Alright, today we will react to a foreigner who lost her wallet but also her passport. Basically, the two things that you are not supposed to lose ever, because most of your documents, your most important documents, reside inside of your wallet and of course your passport. If you lose your passport, you can't travel, okay? And you would have to, contact either an embassy or consulate, so that they can provide you with a new passport. It's such a pain in the ass, and if you lose your wallet, you're probably gonna lose money, you're gonna lose credit cards. It's horrible, okay? It's horrifying. I don't know if it happened to you, but when you just think that perhaps you've lost your wallet, like you put your hand in your pocket and you're like, oh shit, I can't feel my wallet, right? Like you start panicking. I hate that feeling. So if it actually is true that you actually lose your wallet, I can't even imagine. And I say that because I've never lost my wallet or passport. And I'm assuming this is a feel-good story, because why would it be this popular? Why would it be close to 250,000 views on YouTube? I'm assuming this is a foreigner who got a lot of help from Filipinos, maybe to find her wallet or passport, or just to help her out with finding her wallet or passport. So yeah, the title just reads, she lost her wallet and passport in the Philippines. You won't believe what happened next. So, before we start, maligayang pagbabalik sa akin channel. Ako po si Ovela, I'm a sound engineer, beatmaker, and content creator on YouTube, based in Manila, Philippines. And with that being said, let's jump right into it.
I lost my wallet and my passport in the Philippines, and I was like, my life is over, because I don't even have the money to like buy a new passport and a flight home or like accommodation or food. Everything in the Philippines is cash. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to marry like...
That's not true. Not everything in the Philippines is cash. I am proof of that. Yes, when I came here last year in May 2024, I used cash to pay for everything, and that's the easiest route because they accept cash everywhere. But ever since I have come back to the Philippines, so I've been here for almost 3 months, I used cash, I believe, once or twice. The rest of the time, I used a credit card. So yes, you can function with a credit card here in the Philippines, or GCash, but I still don't have GCash. That's another story.
A village boy and just live my new life here because I'm stuck.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mark Straight to the Philippines. Today is a beautiful story of an African American woman that came here and how she lost her passport and wallet and all of her money, and how the locals helped.
See, I told you it was going to be a feel-good story. This person says it's a beautiful story, so
Her, and
locals
not
helped
only
her.
recover it, but actually, I'm not going to give away too many surprises. Let's just keep watching.
All right.
I'm not going to interrupt too much because it's just such a wonderful story. The Philippines gets a bad rap sometimes, but this is just truly touching, so I want to share.
I feel like the Philippines gets, more compliments than a bad rap. I mean, if you check out on YouTube, there are more positive videos about the Philippines than negative videos about the Philippines.
Today.
And so basically, I took a bus from Cebu to Mobile like 8 p.m. at night, 3 hours. I arrived like 11, and I take a tuk-tuk to rent my accommodation. I go to pay the tuk-tuk driver, and I realize my wallet's not there.
God damn, that's
I
so
burst into
scary.
tears, and I'm like,
of course.
Steve Austin. I do not cry, but I burst into tears because this is like the worst thing that's happened to me in 27 countries of traveling. And he's like, girl, relax. Filipinos, we don't steal. You're gonna find it. And I was like, girl, come with me. Takes me into town, gets all his like taxi, took...
I'm thinking she's paraphrasing because Filipinos don't actually speak like that. Girl, relax. Filipinos don't steal. You know, she's paraphrasing.
Dick drivers, random old ladies on the street, tells them the situation. They're like, let's all go to the CCTV station and figure out what bus she was on.
So what I love about this is how friendly and helpful everyone is. The Filipinos often get that reputation. They're one of the friendliest, nicest,
Yes.
kindest
Yes.
people in the world.
True.
And here's a foreigner, like they have their own problems there, right? They're their old country, they're starving, but they go out of their way to help her because they they take care of each other here.
But also because the Philippines strives for their country to have a wonderful reputation. You know, it's very important to them. They are very proud of their country. So yeah, and they want they want foreigners to feel at home. They want them to feel comfortable.
And this is just a beautiful example of that. They got the whole neighborhood involved.
So then we go to the CCTV station, we watch all the footage, and we see me getting off the bus, but we can't see which bus number it is because of the light. They're like, fuck it, let's just break into all the buses. They take me to the bus station, we break into all the buses.
See, again, Filipinos would never say that. Okay, fuck it, let's just break into all the bus stations. No.
I'm like, this isn't gonna work, all the buses look the same. Then we get into my bus and I realize that there is a plastic bottle without a wrapping in a seat opposite me. I remember seeing it and I was like, this is my bus. I just know. We take pictures of it. It was literally nighttime and we're breaking into buses, matching it to CCTV on some detective shit. And they're like, come with me. They take me to an empty bar with just a single man wearing a transportation outfit sitting there. So they're like, this is Jorge, he runs transportation here mobile. So I show him like the number of the bus that I was on. He's like, that's Alberto's bus. He goes to Cebu every morning, 5 a.m.
This is one of the great things about the Philippines here and the Filipino people. They really do get to know you and know their neighbors. Kind of like how America was 100, 200 years ago, where people actually got to know their neighbors. They know exactly who drove the bus, and they all have those connections there. Kind of like that show Cheers back in the day, where everyone knows your name. It really is true, guys. The people here are just so friendly and
knows
kind.
your name.
At this point, the
Yeah.
police chief has joined our search group and has also brought donuts. Not even kidding. And so we're eating donuts, and the police chief is like, okay, 4 a.m., we confront Alberto.
Confront
So,
him.
4 a.m.,
Wow, poor
we
guy.
find Alberto. He's got the wallet with the passport tucked inside.
Wow.
Big shouts out, Alberto.
Notice he didn't steal it.
Nice.
He didn't spend it. He didn't deny it. He kept it. He was waiting for her.
He kept it, but maybe there was a way for him to reach out to her, you know? Maybe if he looked into it, maybe he could have found an email, a phone number, her Instagram account, something, and he could have reached out to her, you know? But at least, you know, he kept it. I don't know what his intentions were, but at least they found him, gave it back. Awesome.
That's so opposite what we think people would do in a poor third world country where you're afraid everyone's like,
Oh, come on. It's a developing country, guys. I wouldn't say the Philippines is a poor country. Yes, there is a huge gap between the poor and the rich. But overall, I don't think the Philippines is necessarily a poor country.
for a criminal. And what a great guy. Like, he was ready. Something tells me he was probably looking out for her and see if she'd ride the bus again.
We don't know
Because he
that.
kept it ready for
We
her.
don't know that.
Except I only went to Mobile for one day to swim with whale sharks, and all the whale
Oh.
shark tours leave at like 4 a.m. So I've missed the whale shark tour. So I
Ay,
missed
ay,
the
ay,
reason
ay,
I came
ay,
here.
ay, ay,
See,
ay, ay.
this is why the Filipino
Poor
people
girl.
are some of the nicest, best people in the whole world. What they did already was already outstanding. How the whole community got involved to find her wallet and passport, or else she would have been stranded here and been in a much worse predicament. But she missed what she wanted to do, which was swim with whale sharks. But they go the extra mile to help her.
And went through all this trouble and took this big long bus and did everything in the first place. And I tell them this and they're like, oh my God, girl, don't worry. we'll take you ourselves to see the whale shark.
No way, that's
To see the
amazing. See, that resumes that's really describes the Filipino people, you know, like they go the extra mile. That is amazing that she told them she came all the way from the US or whatever to see the sharks swim with them, but she couldn't do it. They're like, okay, we got you, okay? You're gonna do it. We're gonna make this happen for you. That's amazing. I love that. I almost prefer it to her finding her wallet and passport back thanks to them, you know?
sharks.
Is that her?
Speaking from personal experience,
That's so
I've
cool.
been touched and seen this sort of kindness myself. It's unbelievable sometimes, but it really is true. We keep going on and on about this, how they're so nice and friendly. But look how far they went. They
Yeah,
went that extra mile,
I love
not
that.
only to save this girl's trip and to make sure she could get home okay, but also to make sure she never forgot this guy. She will never forget this trip.
She will never forget this trip. And, you know, if it wasn't for the Filipino people, like her memory of this trip could have been significantly different. You know, it could have been horrible. Like, oh my gosh, I spent so much money to go from the US to the Philippines, and in the end, you know, I did not get to do what I wanted. I lost money, I lost my passport. But now, you know, it's completely different. Like, I almost lost money and my passport. Didn't, thanks to Filipinos, but I also got to do what I wanted to do thanks to them as well. Like, they saved my trip. That's nice.
Something tells me this memory will last a lifetime.
They dropped me off at this gorgeous white sand beach. I was just gonna swim for a bit, and then I ran into this group having a Christmas party. Inviting me over
Yeah.
to dance with them, and we're just like vibing. They're giving me drinks, margaritas. They start feeding me, and I'm like, damn. And they have like the best taste in music too. They
Nice.
include me in all their photos. Like, they're gonna look back and be like, who's this girl in our automobile Christmas party photos? Then we have like a lovely dinner. Then another group on the beach of like young, like 22-year-olds invite me to release lanterns with them. And it's like 7 p.m. I'm like, guys, I gotta go to Cebu, sorry. They're like, no, girl.
And also, you cannot experience this kind of interaction with the locals, you know, in other Southeast Asian countries. And I'm not saying that other Southeast Asian countries, people aren't this nice, because I'm sure that you can find other, you know, people like from, I don't know, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, that could also be this friendly, right? But there's a barrier because they don't speak English the way Filipinos do, you know? So it's very helpful for foreigners to be able to easily communicate with Filipinos, because most of them at least understand English, you know?
Girl, you're coming with us. They all live in Cebu, and they're like, you can just
Cebu.
ride back with us. Like,
Cebu.
instead of taking the bus, like, we have space.
What a great story. The best part about it is it's a true story. And not only did they save her trip, now she has these cherished, precious memories to last forever.
A black solo female traveler that's gone to 27 countries. I've never experienced kindness and hospitality like this. And it's honestly been really healing, because I'm naturally like an extroverted, kind person. Like, I want to smile at everyone and talk to everyone and be nice to everyone. Times where I've smiled at people and they have like just evilly stared at me back or not been very kind. As a kid, like, I would want to play with other kids, so they would be like, oh, like, you're black, I can't play with you.
Oh,
Like,
damn, that's sad.
literally, so
That's sad.
that has definitely
Wow.
like closed me off a lot as a person. And coming to the Philippines, I feel like I've just opened up so much more because of the way everyone here is so kind and warm. So not me losing my
And by the way, don't let the internet and social media or your impression of the Philippines on social media deter you from actually coming to the Philippines and experience it from for yourself? Because you could have a bad experience, with Filipinos on social media, because she mentioned the fact that some people did not want to interact with her because she was black, and she's not talking about Filipinos. And and she's saying, okay, so she's black and Filipinos still welcomed her and helped her and were wonderful to her, which is fantastic. But personally, I have experienced some type of racism from the Philippines. Not me personally, but my ex, who's black, right? So they did use the N-word towards her, and often they would actually play that racist card against her. When I'm talking about Filipinos, but that's another story. That's people who do not want to reveal their faces on the internet, right? So they feel like they can say anything they want. But it's another story when you actually come to the Philippines and experience it for yourself. You will see that it's completely different and that they are very open-minded, very kind, very helpful, very hardworking people, okay?
Wallet and my passport, and like actually ending up healing my inner child in one day.
So healing is a great word. Sometimes we use the word rejuvenation or rebirth. They're all great words just because of how they describe it here. So many of us have gone through such painful, hard times back home, either the loss of a spouse or divorce, or other sad times where we just work real hard and nothing to show for it. And she faced a lot of trauma and prejudice growing up, and the people are just so friendly and kind. Like, look how much
Wow, the person that's describing this video feels very emotional while talking about the experience of this woman.
that touched her. And she's traveled. She said, what, 27 countries? So she's traveled the world and met all kinds of people.
She traveled the world, 27 countries isn't the world, but okay.
But none of them even begin to compare to how nice and kind the Filipino people were.
Okay, and yes, it's true. The word healing is very important here, because I kind of felt the same when I came here last year in 2024 and spent 3 weeks here in the Philippines. I don't know if I would use the word healing, but I did not want to leave for many, many reasons. And as soon as you go back to your home country, you feel depressed. You really do. And I've spoken about this how can I define it? This phenomenon, there you go, this phenomenon with other content creators who've traveled to the Philippines and then had to go back to their country, and they all felt this post-Philippine depression, for a few weeks, until you start getting used to your, regular routine and life in your home country. Thankfully, I don't have to feel that anymore, because yes, I live in the Philippines now and I get to feel what this woman is feeling all the time. I love it here. I love my life here in the Philippines. So there you go, guys. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this video, on her experience. And yeah, did anything like this ever happen to you? Even if you're Filipino, do you think that if you're Filipino, do you think you would get the same type of help, from your kababayans? And if you're a foreigner watching this, have you ever felt this type of, welcome and help from Filipinos? I'd love to know everything in the comment section below. And of course, maraming salamat po. And if you found value in this video, do not hesitate to check out my other reaction videos right here.